Hey guys, it's Chantal and today is the 3-week check-in for the No Spend March challenge. Excuse the slightly weird setup going on here. I'm trying to record this while the dude sleeps and John has taken my tripod to a wedding and I can't be bothered to faff around with my light, so you're just gonna have to deal with this unusual setup. So I found week 3 really difficult. I did get into my head a bit too much about it and kind of feel like I was failing and I had done a rubbish job, and I got down on myself quite a bit. Was beating myself up a bit about it. So let me kind of tell you what's kind of gone on, why I'm kind of feeling like that and what I've spent. So you remember, if you saw the last video, I'll pop it up here, that I was having kind of like dilemmas about purchasing a few things, a hot water bottle and a tablecloth, a wipe clean tablecloth, which I have. So I purchased the hot water bottle and the tablecloth cover, and it was like £7 for the two of them, which I felt fine about because in my head, after a lot of you had commented on the last video saying those are necessities if they are something your family needs and all that, and I was like, okay, I get that, and they are things that I technically need. Then we did the big kitchen declutter, which there is also a video of, I will pop up here, and what that kind of led us to was the fact that I needed a few things to get the kitchen more organised. So I went out and I bought 4 Kilner jars, some Tupperware and a plastic clip-lock container box. And that was it wasn't like a massive spend. I think altogether it was like £15 for all of them. And it meant that my kitchen is now organised. I've got, like, my dry goods are in Kilner jars where I've wanted them for ages and just haven't bothered to buy. And certain things are organised into Tupperware boxes, and like some of John's cables are now sorted and put away from Ellie and being able to touch them because he was trying to play with them a lot. But I was kind of feeling bad about it, thinking, well, do you know what? I could have survived without them, really, couldn't I? But I think doing a decluttering challenge alongside a no spend challenge probably wasn't actually the bestest of ideas. But in my head I was like, well, I'm getting rid of loads of stuff, that's the main point of it, so I'm not going to be spending money. But it had led me to the fact that I wanted everything to be more organised, more sorted, just to make everything simpler for us. So that involved buying stuff in some cases. But then those are a necessity to be organised. I wasn't going out and buying like lots of organisational products or anything like that. It was purely to sort my dry goods, to have them all jarred up so they're there, they're not like shoved in the cupboard, making the cupboard really cluttered and not disorganised. And moving the cables was a safety thing because they are kept in our footstool, which opens up, and Elliot's got to this phase where he seems to want to pull them out, and he's like, he puts cables around his neck. I don't know why toddlers do that. I'm constantly trying to poke things in plugs, so they had to be put away. But I just needed a clip lock box to be able to put them in the unit underneath our TV. So it was a necessity. So I kind of like justified that in my head eventually. But then came yesterday. Me and John had decided the fair has come to Neath, and it only comes twice a year usually. And the last time Elliot was kind of too small for it. So we were like, okay, we really kind of want to take him to the fair. I know he'll love all the lights and the music, and he likes the little sit down rides. So we thought, well, it's an experience that we want him to have. It's not going to cost a big amount of money. We'll go down. We will have some food there. Would only be like cheap hot dog, cheap burger kind of thing. mainly because the time we were going to have to go was going to be around tea time. So we'll do that and he can go on some rides. And we kind of justified and put aside like £20 for the 3 of us to eat and for him to go on a few rides. So I'd settled that in my head that that's what we were going to do, and that was fine because we haven't really gone out and spent money on anything this month so far, and we're on day, what, 22? Is it the 22nd? It's the 23rd. So we haven't spent money on doing anything in those 23 days anyway. So I was fine with it. And then just as we were about to go out, it absolutely emptied down. So I was like, okay, so we're not going to the fair then. But it meant that I didn't have any food in the house because the plan had been that we were going to eat there. And I just wasn't in the frame of mind to go to Tesco's and buy stuff that required me cooking and things. So we decided to get a Burger King. So this is annoying me on 2 levels. The one that I bought fast food takeaway when I'm trying to do a no spend and be frugal, and also because I'm trying to be on Weight Watchers, but I had been feeling rough most of yesterday. I think it's dehydration. I haven't really been drinking enough that I should have. So I had a bad headache and I had a bad neck, and I'd been on the go all day because we do moo music and we do swimming all on a Thursday, and it's just like go, go, go. And it was like, I really don't feel like cooking. And John doesn't really cook. I mean, he tries to, he can cook a breakfast and he can cook stuff on the George, but he doesn't really cook. And he had been down the office all day and was kind of knackered as well. So I was like, let's just have a Burger King and just sod it. Because that's what we would have had a burger in the fair. So I was like, let's just do it. And then I got annoyed at myself about it. So you're in your head, you get too much in your head, I think, and you're failing at something, a challenge that you're challenging yourself to, and you're failing at it. And I found that really hard and really annoying. But then I watched The Fairly Local Vegan. I have mentioned her before. She was kind of one of the people who inspired me to try this no spend challenge. I'll put her link in the box below, and I will link up here to the specific video I watched last night, which was her no spend update for the last 3 months. And she kind of stopped me feeling so crappy about the situation. She made some really good points. I'm not going to try and explain it all because I'd rather you guys actually go watch the video. But as a gist, what she kind of said was that this is you challenging yourself. So, there's no set rules. There's no rigorous alignment to it, if that makes sense. And what you kind of need to be doing is simply doing your best and pushing yourself. And as long as you keep trying. So if you have a day off, or you decide you really, really want something, or you really, really need something, even if it is a takeaway coffee or a takeaway or something to do for the kids, don't beat yourself up about it. Because at the end of the day, you're still trying your best, and you don't just see that one day and stop. As long as you pick up the next day and try again, carrying on, then that's the whole point in it. And I have kind of realised that. So out of the 7 days, I had 3 days where I spent zero money. No, I had 4 days where I spent zero money. I had the day that I bought the tablecloth and the hot water bottle, which I again said was a necessity in the end. I had the day I bought the stuff for sort of the organisation, and then I had yesterday. So 4 out of 7 days I didn't spend a thing. And that is pretty good. And I am still making conscious decisions not to spend, which is kind of what the point is, I suppose. I've made conscious decisions not to pick up stuff when I've been out shopping, not to order stuff online when I don't really need it. I've made decisions not when I usually would have picked something up, clothing for Elian, for instance. I'm quite bad at going food shopping and picking up items of clothing, but I've made the decision not to look in the clothes department anymore because I don't want to spend the money. Me and John have not picked up lunch when we've been out, which is something we did a lot. Picked up sandwiches or a Subway or like easy stuff. We do it quite a lot, and we've stopped doing that. So in that sense, I am still winning at this no spend. And carrying on for the next week now, I will still consciously be trying not to spend money. And I think that's kind of the point. So although I felt like I failed and I was done and I wasn't going to do this anymore and I couldn't do this, rather than I wasn't going to do this, is that I couldn't do this. I seemed to be crap at no spend. But listening to the Fairly Local Vegans post, vlog, it did kind of, it made me feel a bit better in myself. That I'm still trying. I am still trying, and we've definitely reduced our outgoings this month quite a bit. And kind of that's the point, isn't it? The whole point of these challenges usually is to get your finances more in order, reduce your outgoings, save some money possibly. And we still did that. Yeah, okay, I could have saved an extra 20 quid if I hadn't gone to Burger King last night. But it was just one thing. As long as you're not doing that constantly, then I think it makes a difference. And the fact that I did feel guilty about it kind of shows that I am focused on the no spend, because I felt bad about it. If I didn't feel bad about it and I just went meh, then it would show I'm not as dedicated to the no spend this month as I would like to be. So yeah, I do feel bad about it, but I need to just not beat myself up about it and put it behind me. So yeah, that is this week's update on how week 3 has gone. Not particularly well, but I would say that all of the organisational stuff that I bought and things like that, those were necessity. I can justify those as necessities because I needed them to get my kitchen in order and to get the house in order. And once it is in order, it should stay in order. And they're kind of things that I won't need to purchase again for a long time. Hopefully they're long-lasting products. The only downside was the takeaway, which I could have done without it, and I shouldn't have bought really. But at the time, it was a necessity to my day, I suppose. So yeah, nothing I can do about it now. Move on for it. This week coming, I don't know what the calendar has in order. I do need to get some. Oh, there's nothing coming up this week pretty much, so that's good. I do need to buy a few more craft things for Elian. I'm trying to make do with everything I have already. But I want to do these sensory bins, so I just need to pick up some rice, which isn't a major expense. And once I have the rice, once he's used it, I'm going to Ziploc bag it, and as long as you keep it dry, it keeps forever pretty much. So once I've purchased it and I've dyed it all, he can play with it, I can zip it up and it can go away, and then it can be brought out and used again. So I don't feel like that's a bad expense if it's something that can be continually used. So I've got to buy rice, and I've got to buy some card for him to make some Easter cards. And that's it, I think. I don't think there's anything else. Next month, I am gonna try and have no spend again next month, but his birthday is coming up in June, and there are a few gifts and party prep things that I need to tick off. We're not spending a huge amount on his birthday this year. It depends what you class as a huge amount on birthdays, I suppose. We don't tend to spend a ridiculous amount. We spend, a bit, but I don't feel like we go over the top with it. So I've written a list of exactly what I want for him. I've picked up some of it already previous to this, but I think there are like 3 or 4 things that I need to pick up. 2 Go Jetters characters. I've got the other 2, so I just need those 2. Oh, possibly 3 if I can get Glitch as well. And two drawstring bags that I need to order off eBay to go with the wooden toys that I already have to make 2 story sacks for him. I think those are the only gifts that I'm going to be getting, and then I've got a small list that grandparents can choose off as well. So that's sorted. I've already done Easter. Easter is sorted. And then I've got to start booking his birthday party. But again, that's a necessity to me, and it's not going to be a huge expense. It'll be the hall, which I think we'll get for free. And then we're booking Moo Music to come to a Moo Music party, so I need to pay Charisse for that. And then it'll just be whatever little party bag stuff I buy and ordering his cake. And then obviously it'll be food closer to the party date. So yeah, that's it for this time, guys. Kind of let me know what you think, how your no spends are going, if you are on them, and if you kind of feel the same as me sometimes. If you do have to spend or do decide to spend on something, do you get that feeling a bit of guilt? Because you really shouldn't, so I'm realising. And please do go check out the Fairly Local Vegans vlog for her update. She's done like insanely well, but this is her 2nd year doing it. So yeah, but that's all, guys, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.